And we welcome you to Joe Richer Court, the Norm Lowry Gymnasium at Everett High School. We're set for some high school basketball on a Friday night. It's the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks taking on the Everett Seagulls. Tom Lafferty along with Alex Clausius. And speaking of the Everett Seagulls, how about their coach, Alex, Bobby Thompson? That's you and him right there.
That is me and Coach Bobby Thompson right here. Thanks, Tom. Coach, season winding down for you. 1 week left in the season. Describe your first year at the helm. I need 3 words. What are the top 3 that come to your mind?
Awesome, joyful, and exhausting.
See, I keep it easy on you. We don't like using sentences around here. What's it like, or how are you guys going to go about stopping MP today? They have a lot of guys who can score the ball. What's your defense? What's your game plan?
Just sticking to our principles. I mean, we work every day on the way we defend and our man principles, and that doesn't change because of the opponent. We'll mix some things up for some stuff they do, but we'll hold true to who we are.
One last question. I saw Fesienko. He had the arm cast on. What's his current status for, I mean, obviously not today, but for the rest of the season?
He's out for the rest of the year. Kind of a heartbreaking deal, freak injury against Stanwood. It was tough that night, but we regrouped yesterday, and we got some other guys that are ready to step up and fill the role, and so good opportunity for the younger guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
There we go. Thank you, Alex, with head coach Bobby Thompson in his first year with the Everett Seagulls. And as Alex mentioned, Taras Fasienko, the leading scorer, one of the leading scorers in the Western Conference, broke his hand against Stanwood just the other night. He has been averaging 21.5 points per ball game. And we're going to go right back down to the floor. And Marysville-Pilchuck's Barry Gould is standing there with Alex. Go.
Thanks again, Tom. Coach, 10 seniors on the roster with you for the whole 4 years too as well. What's their impact been for you as a coach and also for the Marysville-Pilchuck program?
Well, it's a little bit emotional, kind of hard to talk about. We have senior night coming up on Monday, and so I'll reserve my tears, I guess, for that night. But it's just so cool. What a neat legacy they've left on our program. More than just winning basketball games, and we talk about it all the time. But they're just good kids. They get it done in the classroom. They're awesome citizens around our campus and in our community. And I mean, there's just no level of impact that you can just put into words of what they've done for MP hoops.
Awesome. Last question. Number 3 in the RPI. How tough is it to not think so far ahead with definitely, there's the Wesco tournament and, Stanwood next week, and now you got Everett tonight. How tough is that not to look so far ahead into the schedule?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy for me. I just don't. And the reason that I don't is because I literally get nervous about every single game. And when I start to think like we've arrived somewhere or done something that we haven't yet, I mean, I'm glad that we won a district title. I'm glad that we've won 2 district titles. I'm glad that we got 4th in state. But really, when those things are actually in our trophy case, that's when I'm like, okay, cool, I can enjoy it. But up until then, I mean, I'm definitely nervous of this game, even though, Everett's struggling schedule-wise. Their best player has a broken hand, but it's high school basketball, and anything can happen. If we start to think that we're something when we're nothing, I mean, really, we're not. We're as good as our last game, and so we need to bring it every single night.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
There you go. Thanks, Alex. So Alex with both the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks head coach Barry Gould and the Everett Seagulls Bobby Thompson. Everett coming in at 3-8 in league play, 6-11 overall. Marysville-Pilchuck at 12-0 in league play, 16-2 overall. And Marysville-Pilchuck has 1 game remaining, and that will be against the Stanwood Spartans coming up on Monday night. And then the district tournament begins in the middle of next week, and it goes for the next couple of weeks. Regionals after that, and then the state tournament. Of course, Marysville-Pilchuck went to 4th in the state a year ago down at a Tacoma Dome. We will take a break, come back, talk about this ball game. Thanks for being with us on a Friday night here on STSPN.com. It's the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks and the Everett Seagulls. Back with more from Everett right after this timeout.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
And we welcome you to Everett High School. Thanks for being with us here on this Friday night. Tom Lafferty along with Alex Clausius. And let's talk about this ball game. And you talked with Coach Barry Gould. It's been kind of upset central in the Western Conference, and you don't want to take part in the upsets.
No, exactly. You got to take one game at a time, just because, next week, I like to call this time, on golf on Saturday, It's moving day. This is moving kind of week at the same time. This is the time where you can really jump in that, gain that momentum that carries you to the Wesco and, hopefully to the regionals and hopefully to the Tacoma Dome down south. So you never want to take one game more than the other game. You want to make sure they're all equal, and Coach Gould said it best. And, we're scared about this game too, so you got to make sure you do that.
Well, and as we mentioned, that's Stanwood. It was supposed to be next Monday night, Stanwood and Marysville-Pilchuck coming in as both undefeated, and boy, this is going to be for the Western Conference 3. Oops, we lost a couple of games.
Yeah.
Oops, Arlington came over and bit us, and then Shorecrest came up and bit them too.
It's one of those things where it's high school basketball. It's different than the college and the NBAs where everyone's really established. Not saying these kids aren't, because they're on the team for a reason, but it's also at the same time, if you go out and you make your threes and you play defense and the other team can force some errors, you never want to beat yourself, and sometimes that can happen for these upsets.
And talking the other night, we were at the Jackson Glacier Peak game and asked both coaches kind of about that same thing, and they both said, these are 15 and 16 and 17 and 18-year-old kids. We don't know what's going to happen. When you get off the bus, it's just like your guess is as good as mine.
Exactly. And I know when we did a game in the past, we were talking to Joel Boyer, where they said, they maybe have an off day because it's the end of the semester and finals, and it's like, do what you did last time. Don't change anything up, because it's extra 30 minutes of sleep, and they're kind of sleepy for the game. You never know what you're going to get with these kids at this age group. But going on the court right now, that's pretty awesome to see. Also a senior night too. So these are the moments they're all live for.
Yeah, Bobby Thompson, the first-year head coach here at Everett High School, his alma mater. Of course, his sister is the coach of the girls' team as well, Jeannie Thompson. And so honoring the one senior, which is good news for the Everett Seagulls. They can build on what they did from this year. They built on what happened last year when he wasn't the coach. And a year ago, the Everett Seagulls only 2-11 in league and 3-16 overall. And coming into this game, 3-8 in league play and 6-11 overall. And the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks, as we mentioned, 4th in state a year ago. Of course, they had Raekwon Battle. And if you read the Everett Herald at the beginning of the year, they kind of previewed the fact that, hey, Ray's gone. We need to set our own identity.
That is true, because the thing is, those juniors, he was the one senior of the team last year. There's still 11 other juniors on the team, or sophomores or freshmen, that are going to step up and take that spot. Raekwon's going to be Raekwon. He's down at University of Washington shooting it from the half-court line, doing a great job. And it's one of those things where you have the Arsenal, Dobler, and then you also have Stordahl, and you have so many different weapons that can attack the basket and also get points. So you never know what's going to happen. Having depth at this time of the season, this time of the year, is just absolutely crucial.
And they're honoring Daryl Milam as the only senior.
And like I told him, that if I could have 12 guys with the heart and the passion that he had, and I could go to battle with them, I feel very confident with what we'd be able to do. Very special kid. So, before I start sobbing in front of the gym full of people, I'm going to stop, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out our other junior captains, Ross and Chris Kelly as well. We have some gifts we'd like to present to you, Deezy. We know you like snacks, so we got you some stuff. Don't eat them until after the game, guy. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, this guy has worked so hard in the weight room and to get into shape, and he's been busting his butt and doing awesome things for us. So just wait until after next week to start eating that stuff, okay? All right. This is from the Seagull family. So this is not the final one. We're going to go get you fitted, so this is a sample, so don't go wearing this before we play tonight, okay? But this right here, guy, you've earned this. You've absolutely earned this. Congratulations.
So there you go, presenting him with this Letterman's jacket, and the only senior on the Everett squad. So they've got a couple of minutes now to warm up for both these teams, and We will take a break and come back and talk more about this game. And we'll take a look ahead at the playoffs as the district tournament starts just about a week from now, and we'll be ready to go. So thanks for being with us. It's the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks and the Everett Seagulls. We're at the Joe Richard Court, Norm Lowry Gym, Everett High School in downtown Everett. And we'll be back with more right after this.
Since 2003, Gamut 360 Holdings has been recognized as a premier local builder of new homes and commercial properties in the Puget Sound area. Our 360-degree construction approach matches first-class materials with the highest construction standards to create truly unique and timeless communities for our Northwest neighborhoods. Visit Gamut360.com and discover the home that matters most to you.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200-plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Wesco 3A, since that's what we're watching tonight. And already with a 2-game lead, they've got it. And in fact, Coach even said, we got a Wesco 3A North or Wesco 3A title.
That's definitely a good place to be in, especially because they ended the year on Stanwood. Also, at the beginning of the year, they had no idea it would probably get to this point. I know Pilchuck probably knew they were good, and Stanwood knew they were good. They didn't realize they were going to be the top 2 teams. But, good for Marysville-Pilchuck. They could not coast, but they can also just know, we were our senior year for most of these seniors. We were the champions of Wesco in the regular season.
And so Stanwood in the second place spot, and the top 2, of course, get to host in the first round of the playoffs. In fact, they don't have to worry about play-in games, and they go straight into the double elimination part of the Northwest District Tournament.
One less game you have to play is just so crucial. Sure, it may take you a little bit to knock some of the rust off, but not having to play a game where you never know if the rims aren't good and you're just missing all your shots and there's turnovers, the other team shows up. And trust me, these teams, you don't want to get upset when you're going into as the number 4 or the number 8 in the RPIs. Those are high RPIs for a reason. You do not want to let those go to waste by losing to maybe one of these teams that are toward the bottom of the standings.
Third place is Mount Lake Terrace. They're in the 2A, so they head to the 2A tournament. But Edmonds, Woodway, Meadowdale, Shorecrest, Marysville, Getchell, Arlington, and Shorewood, you can almost put them all together. In fact, nothing has been decided really until tonight and next week as to where they're all going to fall.
Which is great. The thing is, all these teams could definitely, I could see on any given night, upsetting a Pilchuck or a Stanwood. The league is so balanced throughout the entire time. So this tournament's just going to be awesome when we're watching it, just because I have a feeling maybe these 6 or 7 seed maybe get hot and knock off a Stanwood, and then they knock off the number 3 seed Wood. You never really know what's going to happen, so it's going to be a fun tournament to watch.
Well, and then you throw in the spice of Squalicum and Ferndale coming down. Squalicum and they use a district RPI to seed the district tournament. Squalicum at number 8, Ferndale at number 10, Everett on the bubble, and they're out of it. And unless they were to win tonight, win on Monday or Tuesday when they play, and then Shorewood would have to lose too. I don't know if that's going to happen. As much as we'd love to see Bobby Thompson lead the Seagulls to the playoffs and stuff, but hey, that's why we play the games though. And what happens also, seeds 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, and 10 have to play a play-in game. One game, see you later.
But hey, remember in the Pac-12 tournament, Colorado, the first tournament, was playing in that play-in game, went all the way to the final. It's all about getting hot at the right time, especially with high schoolers in basketball, because they hit some three-pointers, they get confident, and then you never know what's going to happen.
Let's pick up the starting lineups as they do it down on the floor.
For the goals, starting at guard, number 1, junior Jeremy Reed. Number 14 for the Tomahawks, starting at guard, senior Brady Phelps. For the goals, starting at guard, sophomore, number 3, Jamiri Reed. Number 20 for the Tomahawks, starting at guard, senior Luke Dobler. At forward for the goals, number 5, junior Ronnie Kildall. Number 23 for the Tomahawks, starting at the wing position, senior Cameron Stordal. At forward for the goals, number 10, sophomore Peter Wilson. And rounding out the lineup for the Tomahawks, number 32, a senior at the wing position, Aaron Hallett. For the goal, number 33, at forward, senior Daryl Lennon.
So there are the starters, and I always contend that the guy that has the toughest job is remembering everybody's individual handshake at the top of the
And that was definitely a fresh. I was about to say, very impressive, good creativity. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
And we will come back with tonight's opening tip-off and game action right after this.
Stewart Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
And we're ready to play some basketball here at Everett High School. Garrett Galbraith, Jeff Weatherby, and Robert Wardell are the officials tonight, and we're set for basketball. Both teams are gathered around their coaches, and we're set to go. Marysville-Pilchuck going with Ethan Jackson, Brady Phelps, Luke Dobler, Cameron Stordal, and Aaron Caleb. For the Everett Seagulls, Jeremy Reed, Jamiri Reed, Ronnie Kildall, Peter Wilson, and Daryl Milam. Of course, as we mentioned, Taras Fesienko, one of the leading scorers in the Western Conference, fractured his hand on Wednesday night against Stanwood and will not be in the lineup, and he's done for the year.
That's tough.
That was if there was going to be one chance, that was going to be
That
it.
was going to be a tough one. He averaged 20-plus points a game, too. He was a really good player, and good thing he's not a senior, and he still has got next year, because that'd be a really tough way to end your senior year if possible. But he'll be ready to go for next year for sure.
So Garrett Galbraith has the basketball in his hand. Ethan Jackson will be jumping inside. And Jamiri Reed says, yeah, you just take it. So here we go. It's Marysville-Pilchuck with the basketball. A very impressive team coming in, undefeated in league play. And the Tomahawks with the basketball to start things. They're the traveling team moving to our left. Caleb off the window and in.
That was almost a little bit too easy. But Everett, they started out with a little bit of high pressure with the press and also man-to-man defense. So that's a good way to see if Bobby Thompson get him sped up.
Jeremy Reed puts it up, misses. Jackson grabs the rebound. Phelps gets the recipient of Ethan Jackson's rebound outlet pass. Can't make it go, and it'll be Jeremy Reed with the basketball. Give it off to brother Jamiri. And the Seagulls looking at probably what will be the starting lineup a year from now for Everett, for Bobby Thompson. As except for Milam, he's the only senior on the club, and he's there at the top of the key. Jamiri Reed to Jeremy, outside three, no. And Dobler grabs the board for Marysville-Pilchuck.
It's going to be tough for Everett tonight. They're definitely at a height disadvantage with Ethan Jackson being 6'6" and Stordahl playing the wing at 6'4". It'll be tough to score inside.
Dobler just splits the D and lays it in. Luke Dobler with the bucket. It's a 4-0 lead. Jeremy Reed now goes to Ronnie Kildall. Dribbling in, putting it up off balance. Jeremy Reed with the miss. Dobler another rebound. Marysville-Pilchuck in the red uniforms, white numbers, black trim, and that's Cameron Stordahl with the miss from outside. Nearly stolen by Phelps. Jamiri Reed with it.
Jamiri and Jeremy, so that must have been a long couple of nights with picking names for Mama Reed over there.
That's right. One's a junior, and Jeremy's a junior, and Jamiri's a sophomore. Milam going in. Nice move by Daryl Milam, the senior on senior night. Gets the first bucket of the game for the Seagulls.
That's it's awesome for that senior to make sure that he gets a bucket during the game, too. This is something he'll remember the rest of his life, so just with a bucket, just puts another ribbon on the bow.
Dobler right wing. To Jackson, bounces down low to Caleb, and he gets fouled, and 2 shots coming up here. And the thing that impresses me, have you seen you saw Marysville-Pilchuck.
Yep.
Back in December. They pass so well.
They're a team. They've been with each other all seniors. They've been with each other forever, and it's one of those things where you never know who's going to be the leading scorer, and that's the toughest thing. I've said it a bunch of times when I've done these broadcasts. When your team has so much depth, you never know when a guy can go 20 points, which means the visiting coach, he has no idea who to guard. There's 4 guys who can get 10-plus points. Any guy can go off you. It's so tough in high school ball.
Jamiri Reed with the foul, his first team, first free throw good for Aaron Caleb.
And all these guys have experience playing in kind of big games, too. So that's another huge thing with them being juniors last year. They have a lot of experience, whether it's Tacoma Dome or Wesco Tournament, or even playing at the Pit here in Everett, the lovely arena that we're in.
So second free throw good, back to a 4-point lead. Now Everett, the home team in the white uniforms, navy blue uniforms, and Milam fades away. That one not quite as lucky, won't go, but saved out of bounds. Back in, little turnaround jumper that won't go, and then Stordahl will grab it. The turnaround there by Peter Wilson was missed. Cameron Stordahl with the rebound. Give it to Caleb on top of the key. Ethan Jackson over to Dobler for a 3-ball. Swish for Dobler and the 3 in the corner.
Dobler can get hot in a hurry. He's one of the microwave guys, Tom, as I like to call him. And also at the same time, he had started the game off with a layup, got a rebound too. Getting involved in the game is so crucial early, and I think it had something to do with that shot right there. And also he has range. As soon as he gets off, I-5, I feel like, too, he can shoot it from anywhere.
Here's a steal, knocked away by Jackson, grabbed by Caleb, and a timeout on the floor called by Everett with 4:41 to play in the opening quarter. 11-2 the score with Marysville-Pilchuck in the lead. And back with more on STSPN.com.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
We were just talking about Cameron Stordahl, maybe my favorite Marysville-Pilchuck. Don't tell him.
Ooh,
my
I won't.
favorite Tomahawk.
I'll write him a note in 5th period and I'll pass along. Tall Tom from helping out with STSPN, push it aside, thinks you're his favorite player.
Well, he does what when John Brockman's worked with us on games too, and he said it 2 years ago, John, get ball. Cameron, get ball.
He's a basketball player, and that's probably the best compliment you could possibly give someone. He's a basketball player. He can go off for 25 points, but also he can take 3 charges and do all the little things too.
So we have a foul called here on Everett's Jeremy Reed, his first personal foul, second team. Out of bounds on the far side with a fresh 35 on the shot clock for Marysville-Pilchuck. Tomahawks with it. Ethan Jackson. One-hand pass to Caleb. Caleb power move to the rack and in. Aaron Caleb with the bucket. He's got 8 points in the ball game, 8 of the 13 points, and it's an 11-point lead. Jamari Reed kind of smothered there by Caleb. Peter Wilson. Check it, Ronnie Kildall. Kildall now to Wilson. Jeremy Reed dribbles in. He'll stop and pop, and it rattles out. No good. Brady Phelps grabs the rebound. He'll give it off to Dobler, and he'll bring it out of backcourt.
One of the things that's going to be tough for Everett, not having your main ball handler in Fesienko. Who's going to be the point guard? Who's going to be the distributor, the facilitator with the offense? It's going to be someone's got to step up, and pretty soon.
Foul's going to be on Ronnie Kildall, his first personal foul, third team foul. And it'll be baseline out of bounds for Marysville-Pilchuck. Tomahawks leading at 13-2. Wesco 3A boys basketball, the penultimate game of the season.
Ooh.
Outside, was that an ooh for penultimate? Or,
exactly.
Okay, not for the missed 3-ball.
No, that's okay. Penultimate, SAT lesson.
Third turnover by Everett. And Dobler. And Andre Gabriel gets in. Couple of times, and one more time. There you go, Cameron get ball. He had it 3 times. He didn't go in.
It didn't go in, but he was trying for it. And also it just shows the height and the muscle that he has, and he's developed throughout the few years. And trust me, next one I have a good feeling that's probably be going in.
4 turnovers for Everett. Giving it right back to Marysville-Pilchuck. And if Everett had any kind of chance, you can't give second chance opportunities to Marysville-Pilchuck.
No, you can't. You got to play a pretty clean game, especially with a bunch of young players playing tonight.
Dobler, that 3 won't go. And Gabriel grabs the rebound. Jamiri Reed now in front court. Milam looked like it was a step into a 3. He didn't. Back to Jamiri again. 22 on the shot clock. Oh, one extra. One extra step for Peter Wilson. And that's their 5th turnover.
Ooh, the only good turnovers are apple and cherry for McDonald's. So,
yeah, not good. 3 trips down the floor and 3 turnovers.
And those are the things that Bobby Thompson is just going over there shaking his head because there's nothing he can control.
How about Stordahl with 3 ball, airballs it. Okay, so I jinxed him. He's my favorite player, and he's missed a lay-in, and he's also.
What if I was him? I'd be going to the basket and trying to get a foul drawn, whether it's an and one or just go to the free throw line. Just seeing that ball go through the net once, that's so big. I know the shot he took out there, he was fading away. A couple of tough shots with some defense, he missed that one right there, but he should go right to the hoop this next time.
If he doesn't do something this time, I'm switching to Caleb.
Okay, that's fine.
Wilson for Everett. Down by 11. Peter Wilson. Gabriel. And Marysville-Pilchuck just plays great defense. They're just right in your grill the whole time. They don't give you a. Wilson tries to step through. Jackson stays with him. May have been partially blocked there by Jackson. And the shortest guy on the floor has got a couple of rebounds. Here comes Jackson. Dobler steps into the 3. Clunks it off the front of the iron. It'll be Everett basketball. Jeremy Reed. To brother Jamiri. Minute and a half to play. Opening quarter on a Friday night in Everett. Nice crowd on hand here.
Phenomenal crowd.
Senior night and watching basketball. Lots of folks. Here's a fadeaway by Gabriel. Won't go. Stordahl. What a pass. Up the floor. Okay, he's back in my good graces.
Yeah, exactly.
Pass. Now Phelps. Stordahl. He'll try that 3 again. This time, down it goes.
He heard you right there. He saw, he was, oh, yeah, he's on my favorite. Boom, I'm going to drain this 3 right in this guy's eye.
And it's a 14-point lead for Pilchuck over Everett in the Wesco 3A boys, with the district tournament looming. Outside long, outside three by Wilson will not go. Caleb had a chance for it. Oh, I thought maybe he was the last to touch it, but they say last touch by Gabriel, so it'll be Marysville-Pilchuck basketball. Stordahl will go to the bench, and Trevin Southard will come in now for the Tomahawks.
Marysville-Pilchuck just looks so stout defensively and rebounding, and they're just Everett's offense. They're shooting shots from the baseline, some three-pointers with 25 seconds still left on the shot clock, so still a lot to figure out for the Everett Seagulls too.
Marysville-Pilchuck last year beat Everett 75-43 in the regular season. Of course, Everett did not make the postseason, so they only met just the one time. That'll change next year. Here's outside shot, Dobler. Bang, down it goes. A three ball for Luke Dobler, and the lead is 17 points. Dobler has 8 points in the ball game.
He's going to be the X factor for what Marysville-Pilchuck wants to do in these next few weeks, going from the Westco to the Tomahawks, because we've seen him get hot, Tom, and there's no better shooter, at least up in this area, that can compete.
Well, and a year ago, I don't care what happened, you're going to defer to the guy that's going to play in the Pac-12 next year.
Oh, for sure. But the thing is, he still put up nights where he had 20 plus,
sure.
And I know he was going through a little bit of injury and stuff, and I know this season maybe not be scoring numbers as what he'd like to be, but I know he's going to Whitworth this next year for a reason, and it's to shoot the ball.
Here's Dobler, dribbles in, puts it up, blocked there by Gabriel. I'm not sure why the clock stopped.
Oh, now it did. We're good.
I'm not sure why the clock came to a stop, but it did. We're now at the end of the first quarter. Our score, 19-2. All Marysville-Pilchuck so far. Back with more from the pit after this.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Ba, ba, ba.
Oh, no, we're on? Oh, sorry, Todd.
Well, Sweet Caroline by the Everett High School Band. And here we go. Second quarter of action. A 17-point lead for Marysville-Pilchuck.
And that was a quiet 17-point lead, Tom, and I usually don't say that.
Top of the key. Reed. Jamiri Reed now with it at the right side. Trevin Southard remains in the ball game. Stordahl's back out there. Inside, nice little play there. The laying up and good by Leif Dircier. And it's a 19-4 lead with 30 seconds gone.
Great give and go play. So the basketball staple just works for perfection years after.
Over the corner, Dobler, three. Down it goes for Luke Dobler. Dobler now with 10 points in the ball game. Stordahl with 3. Caleb with 8 in the game. Milam had the only 2 points in the ball game for Everett. And he's not on the floor now. Bad pass there. 7 turnovers by Everett.
Yes, Tom, that is not the best. That is not the best, too, but they just look so out of their offense right now, passing around, especially with only scoring 2 points in that first quarter. They're really missing Fesenko.
Well, that's the thing. You've got a guy that 2 months ago set the school record with 43 against Cascade with Taras Fesenko and with a fractured hand. Corner 3, bounces off no good by Woodard. And Marysville-Pilchuck's just been sweeping the boards tonight as well.
It's that height coming up. I'd love to see them go inside a little bit just to get Ethan Jackson involved in some nice touches.
How about outside an air ball? That won't go for Ronnie Kildall. Oh, excuse me. That was for Trevin Southard. Missed it in the corner. And it will be a 22-4 lead. 6:27 to play in the first half. Jamiri Reed out of Woodard. Now Jeremy Reed turns, face, fire, and in from 8 feet away, Jeremy Reed.
He slowed down and took a little bit of a fadeaway shot right there, which is a tough shot, but he slowed down. He knew what he was doing. That's a good-looking Jimmy from the mid-range game, the lost art of basketball.
Yeah, the 10 to 12-foot jumper.
Yep.
As they'll work it around. Down to Jackson, back to the basket. Cross court. Southard for 3. Rims off, no good. Knocked out of bounds. That's Elson battle. Speaking of Raekwon, how about brother Elson in there? Sporting the same hairdo.
Exactly. That's some good volume right there. I need to get what he's having right there.
He was the player of the game on Monday on the broadcast down at Meadowdale. 22-6 the score. As they'll work at Ronnie Kildall. Well, dribbles through traffic, and then I think he thought that Jeremy Reed was going to zig and not zag, and so, but he did go down and find it. Now to Andrew Hicks, to Dircier. Good, tough defense, 5 to shoot. Jeremy Reed, they say shoot with 2 seconds to go. He does, hits the side of the iron and goes out of bounds. Last touch then by Everett. It'll be Marysville-Pilchuck basketball, and Everett calls timeout. We'll step aside with 5:09 to go in the first half. 22-6 the score. Everett down to Marysville-Pilchuck. Back with more right after this timeout.
Since 2003, Gamut 360 Holdings has been recognized as a premier local builder of new homes and commercial properties in the Puget Sound area. Our 360-degree construction approach matches first-class materials with the highest construction standards to create truly unique and timeless communities for our Northwest neighborhoods. Visit Gamut360.com and discover the home that matters most to you.
Welcome back. Elsewhere tonight in the Western Conference, in the boys 3A, Edmonds Woodway's at Shorewood, Meadowdale at Mountlake Terrace tonight, Cedar Crest at Shorecrest, Linwood playing at Archbishop Murphy, Marysville-Pilchuck at Everett, the game we're watching right here. Oak Harbor at Marysville-Getchell, and Snohomish is playing at Arlington. Tomorrow night, Everett has to play again. They'll play against Shorecrest at Shorecrest High School down in North Seattle. And we're going to have a foul. And that'll be the first foul of the game against Marysville-Pilchuck.
I believe it was on Ronnie Kildall.
Oh, Kildall, excuse me. I thought he said red. So, okay. Team's fourth, his second, yet to have a foul on Marysville-Pilchuck. Here's Phelps. High in the air, won't go. Foul called. He'll go to the line. Kildall will pick up the foul. That'll be his third personal foul.
Ooh, that's 2 quick ones right there within a few seconds. Not good.
15 fouls, so Kildall will have a seat. Phelps at the line. First of 2 will not go.
Phelps is a really good player, Tom. Kind of an unsung hero. He plays point guard. He can maybe not fill up the stat sheet with points, but he's always there. He's one of those senior leaders that you really need out there on the floor as the floor general.
Next free throw good. Makes it 23-6. The lead of 17 points, equaling Marysville-Pilchuck's biggest lead of the ball game. Jeremy Reed, foul line jumper, won't go. I think it's going to be, who'd they say?
I believe it's on Caleb.
Okay, Aaron Caleb will pick up the foul, just pushing off, trying to grab the rebound. His first team. Baseline out of bounds for the Seagulls. Wilson looking. Jeremy Reed. Double team there as the ball knocked away. Saved there up by the midcourt stripe by Dircier. And Jamiri Reed has it. 4:34 to go in the first half. All Marysville-Pilchuck leading by 17 points. Jeremy Reed down low, off the window, rattles and goes. Good shot there. Up and in by Andrew Hicks with the bucket. Corner, Elson Battle. Too long, no good. And they're going to say it was on the floor, the foul call.
These are big minutes for guys like Southern and Battle just because these are the guys you're going to need in the Tacoma Dome or in the Wesco Championship game to really step up when someone's in foul trouble. So that's going to be big. Maybe, the score is a little bit out of control right now by 15 points. But for some of these guys, Barry Gould's going, who am I going to when Stordahl has 3 fouls by because he drove down and got a charge or whatever it is. You never know. So he's big minutes.
Jamiri Reed picked up that foul, his second. That's Caleb with the bucket. Drove in through the lane as Stordahl was taking up a bunch of space and taking up a couple of defenders that would have been on him. 25-8 the score. That's Wilson. Jamiri Reed, guarded by Dobler. He'll step back a little bit, 20 to shoot. Now Jeremy Reed dribbling in, goes in, lays it up, misses it. Jackson grabs the rebound. Outlet pass up the floor, Stordahl. Oh, stolen back, stripped right back by the senior Milam. To Jamiri Reed, elevates, 3, good.
Wow.
Little things you can build on for next year.
Exactly, too. And also, at the same time, the student section being here and all in full force, that's also just something cool about high school basketball. They were pretty fired up after that shot.
Down to a 14-point lead now for Marysville-Pilchuck. Caleb almost got the pass, and it almost got stolen, but Jackson had the wherewithal to keep it. And then Dobler says, here you go. Here's your 3.
That was not from the parking lot, but maybe the sidewalk outside. That was a deep shot right there by Dobler, too, and it just tickled the twine.
14 points for Luke Dobler. Wilson, Milam for Everett. 2:44 to go in the first half. It's a 17-point lead for the Tomahawks. Jamiri Reed. Down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. Milam will put it up and put it in.
It's senior night. Senior night.
He's got 4 points in the ball game, and they took 34.97 seconds to get that shot off. Caleb back to Dobler. Well, I thought he was going to go up, but pretty good defense there. Phelps looking for Caleb down low. He loses the defender, loses the ball, still can't find the ball, reaches between a couple of guys' legs, and the ball goes out of bounds, and he was the last to touch it. I think he looked at the other guys in red. Hey, a little help here? I'm down here working.
I have been pretty impressed with Everett's post defense for how short they are, just because Jackson has not really gotten a clean look. Caleb's had some nice baskets where he's taken it, but he's never been able to post up. So good job by Everett, even with the height disadvantage.
Third turnover for Marysville-Pilchuck in the ball game. We're 2 minutes to go in the first half. Here comes Jeremy Reed. Now Milam, I thought he was going to pass. He wanted to pass underneath, didn't.
I thought he wanted to shoot it. Senior night.
Back to Jeremy. Milam again. 15 to shoot. Changes direction. Stordahl's little trickeration.
Oh, we call that the old sunrise, sunset. Show it up, bring it around, and throw it right back up there. Great move by Milam.
First on Stordahl, second team. And free throws coming up here for Daryl Milam, the 6'2 senior, only senior on the roster. He was honored before the game. And he'll be at the free throw line. Everett, as we mentioned, plays tomorrow night against the Shorecrest Scots.
I assume that's a makeup due to the snow games, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I was like, oh, that sounds kind of weird if we go back to back.
Next one won't go. Oh, they're going to say hold on the rebound. They're staying here, and the foul's going to be, I think, on Caleb.
Ooh, I don't know about that, Tommy. Looks like he had a pretty good box out.
He's trying to argue his case, too. Second personal, third team foul. And we had a referee substitution as Rob Wardell started the game. Who did they call from the streets? Looking for the inbounds. Wilson does. To Gabriel, back to Milam again. Wilson looked, didn't take it. Minute and a half to go in the first half. To Wilson. Looking left, goes to Milam. Little stutter move, goes around the defender. No, he doesn't go around the defender as Trevin Southard stuck out a knee, and he's going to get called for the foul. His first personal foul and the fourth team on the Tomahawks. Gulls basketball baseline. Outside three ball, it's an air ball, no good by Hicks. Stordal's there to take it out of midair. Double score here, 14 and 28 with 1 minute to play in the half. Southard to Jackson to Stordal. Little step through move by Stordal, rattles it and goes home.
That's an advanced move, the old Euro steps right there from Manu Ginobili days coming back, but love it for Mr. Stordal. It's a great move.
He's got 5 points in the ball game. Gabriel, give it to Jeremy Reed. Dribble drive in, almost knocked over Dobler, and then right there, taking his Gabriel, put it right back up, it rims off, no. And Brady Phelps grabs the rebound.
Hold for the last shot.
Yeah, the shot clock is dead. We're at 22 to go in the first half. Dobler. Who'll take the last shot, a little reach through move, and Dobler says, get away from me. Down to 10. Phelps goes around a couple of screens there. Dobler will shoot the long outside three that won't go. Everett will battle for the rebound, but I think we're going to end the first half right there. And, you know, Everett stuck with them.
Hey, they had some good momentum going into the half, and that's all you really want. I know Marysville-Pilchuck did most of their damage in the first quarter, but right there, that could have been, I think, an even quarter, 12-12.
So it's 30-14 the score. We're at halftime. We'll come back, take a look at the numbers, and we'll get set for the second half of action. We're watching the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks and the Everett Seagulls playing in Wesco 3A boys basketball on a Friday night. Our score at the half, 30-14 Tomahawks. You're watching it right here on STSPN.com.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Jackson being 6'6", and Stordal playing the wing at 6'4". He's tough to score inside.
Dobler just splits. Jeremy's a junior, Jamiri's a sophomore. Milam going in. Nice move by Daryl Muckey. Ethan Jackson over to Dobler for a three ball.
Down right there, and also he has range. As soon as he gets off, I-5, I feel like, so he can shoot from anywhere.
Here's Ethan Jackson. One hand pass to Caleb. Caleb power moves to the rack and in. Stordal. Let's try that three again. This time down and goes. That'll change next year. Here's outside shot. Dobler. Bang, down and Stordal's back out there. Inside. Nice little play there.
Perfection's years after.
Over the corner. Dobler. Three. Down it goes. Woodard. Now Jeremy Reed turns, face, fire, and hit. Jeremy Reed down low, off the window, rattles rattles and goes. Good shot there by the senior Milam. To Jamiri Reed. Elevates. 3. Good. Almost got the pass, and it almost got stolen, but Jackson had the wherewithal to keep it. And then Dobler says, here you go. Down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. Milam will put it up and put it in.
It's senior night.
To Jackson, to Stordahl. Little step-through move by Stordahl. Rattles it and goes home.
Even Jackson being 6'6", and Stordahl playing the wing at 6'4". It's going to be tough to score inside.
Dobler just splits. Jeremy's a junior. Jamiri's a sophomore. Milam going in. Nice move by Daryl McKee. Jackson over to Dobler for a 3-ball. Switch
shot right there, and also he has range. As soon as he gets off, I-5, I feel like he can shoot from anywhere.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
And welcome back to Everett High School. Joe Richer Court. Here at the Norm Lowry Gymnasium. Tom Lafferty along with Alex Clausius. Tom Friel on the stats tonight. Got Todd Elvig and Sarah Elvig keeping us on the air here on STSPN.com. Let's take a look at the numbers in this one. For the Everett Seagulls, they were 5 of 16 from field goal range for 31%, 1 of 6 from beyond the arc for 17%, and free throws 1 for 2. For Marysville-Pilchuck, they were 6 of 12 field goals, 50%, 5 of 12 from beyond the arc, and free throws 3 of 4 for 75%. Alex, what do you got for individual scoring?
Individual scoring update for the Everett Seagulls. They had 12 points in the half, led by Daryl Milam with 5 points. Right behind him is Jamiri Reed with 3 points, and then the law firm of Jeremy Reed, Desiree, and Hicks had 2 points each. Sorry, 12 points in the second quarter. I apologize. I didn't add the 2 over there. Where's my abacus when I need it?
There's that skyline math again.
Exactly. For 30 points in the first half for Marysville-Pilchuck. They are led by Luke Dobler, who had 14 points, and Aaron Caleb had 10 points. Stordahl had 5, and Brady Phelps had 1 point, and that rounds out the scoring for the Tomahawks. Tom?
Thank you very much. And turnover-wise, 3 for Marysville-Pilchuck and 8 for the Everett Seagulls. And we kind of talked about just little victories. There was a couple of little flurries there that Coach Bobby Thompson can take for tomorrow when they play, and they can take for next year. Like, look, we can do this. We just have to be consistent.
And also the second quarter is huge for them. Just being they were down by, I think it was more than 15 points in that first quarter. To keep it that consistent right there, it was 19-2. At the end of the first quarter. That's so tough, where they could have easily made it 30-6, and then you're looking at maybe a running clock for the second half if they just go on a run right there. So just being down 16 points, it is 16 points, but it could be a lot worse.
Elsewhere tonight in the Wesco 4A, Mariners playing at Kamiak. Cascade is at Jackson. Monroe is at Lake Stevens, and Glacier Peak is playing at Mount Vernon. And then everybody ends next year. The 3As end on Monday, and the 4As end on Tuesday, and then it's into the district tournament.
Ooh, I love the district tournament, too. You never know. Just any sort of tournament, just awesome for these guys, especially if you can go on a run where you play 3 games in 3 days. You never know what's going to happen, so just you always want to come out and see these sort of games, too, just because these are the seniors' last games as well.
And before the game, we talked about the 3A, Wesco 3A combining with the Northwest League, the 2 teams, Squalicum and Ferndale, coming down for the district tournament. But for the Wesco 4A, they combined with a very tough Kinko 4A.
Don't get Kinko. Mount Si is just a wrecking crew of a team. I think they would probably win this whole thing. I think they'd give Glacier Peak a pretty good run for their money, too.
Who's the kid?
Oh my gosh, why are you putting me on the spot right now? He's committed to St. Mary's. I think it's Cade Mullins or something along that.
Okay.
Along those lines, too. Not Cade Millen, because we did it for football and stuff. But he is a 6'6" guard that can do a little bit of everything, too. And I think every player on their roster is over 6'5". And their wings and their post players, they can do everything.
And we talked about it on our radio broadcast on Wednesday night with Daryl Olson. In the 4A, Wesco and Kinko, 4 teams go to state out of that
instead
district
of 5.
tournament.
Last year was 5, correct?
Right. But in both the 3As and the 2As, only 3 go.
Ooh, that's
and
gonna
that
be
2As. There's some good teams that are staying home because you get Linden with the automatic berth.
Yeah, always.
Burlington Edison, who's been ranked 1 or 2 in the RPI, so there's another berth. There's a Lakewood, there's a Montlake Terrace, there's a couple.
But that's why we play the tournament, because you never know. Because all finals are over at EVCC too. Great facility over there.
Got a halftime score. Meadowdale leading Montlake Terrace 29-17 in boys basketball. And we're back underway here at Everett. And Marysville-Pilchuck gets the possession and gets the foul. And it sends Ethan Jackson to the free throw line.
I don't believe Jackson had points in that first half, I believe, right?
Say it again?
I don't think Ethan Jackson had a point in that first half. One of their star players.
You gave the numbers.
That doesn't mean I can barely remember what I had for breakfast this morning. Why are you getting on me?
Jackson misses the first free throw. Fouls on Micah Hogan. His first time we've seen him tonight. Next free throw, good. And Marysville-Pilchuck, a little bit of full court pressure here. Looking for things to work on. They have a tough game on Monday night against the Stanwood Spartans. They're going to want to let's just finish this thing up, right, and be undefeated. Little spin move there by Milam.
He had him in the blender, Tom. He had him in the blender, gave him the old spin move and had it wide open. He didn't think he was going to be that wide open.
Kildall has his shot blocked out of bounds, and so it'll be 11 on the shot clock. And Ronnie Kildall, who's a great golfer on Daryl Olson's golf team, working basketball here for the next few more days, and then he'll be out on the links. Here's Jeremy Reed with a 3-ball attempt. Won't go. Jackson had the rebound, went and retrieved it. Phelps to Caleb. Bucket. Ball doesn't touch the floor.
No, but a great layup there by Caleb because he used his body to create the separation, so he knew it wasn't going to get blocked.
He's got
Easy
a dozen. Got a dozen points. 33-14. And there's Milam, shoots and hits. He's got 7 in the ball game. Got our favorite chant going on in the Everett student section, the D up call. Boy, somebody all by himself. Jackson just says, Brady, stand right there. Here's a laser beam pass, and he lays it in.
Brady thought he had someone right next to him, and he didn't. Sometimes those are the toughest shots. You never know.
I was too open.
Yep.
Jeremy Reed. Now to Kildall. Reed again. 6:17 to go, third quarter. 35-16 the lead for the Tomahawks. Jeremy Reed, that's a 2 inside the line, a 2 for Reed. He's got 4 points in the ball game. Here comes Luke Dobler. Marysville-Pilchuck in the red uniforms, white numbers, black trim. Phelps goes in. He goes to the deck. Got knocked over. A couple of Seagulls converged on him. And who do we got? It will be Jeremy Reed. Picks up the foul, his second personal foul. team foul number 2. And 2 shots coming up here for Brady Phelps. First one, no good.
Oh, it was
Oh,
good.
it did go. Boy, it looked like it was going to fall off.
Hey, it's the roll.
And I looked
Shooter's
away.
roll.
So Phelps will get another. Don't say it's out of here until it's out of here.
Exactly.
That one was good?
Oh, yeah, it was good. Yeah, I wasn't watching.
Okay. 37-18, and we're going to have a foul here. And whistle that one on Brady Phelps. First personal, first team, out of bounds on the far side for Everett. Down by 19 with 5:35 to play here in the second or third quarter. Baseline. Oh,
the hook.
They're going to call him for the hook. He was going around the defender, and they're going to get Micah Hogan for his second personal foul. Third team foul. They'll let you do that in practice, and they'll let you do that on the playground. But when there's actually guys in striped shirts, they don't like it.
When you wrap them up and then you push them back behind you, too. It's like me and you fighting over who's going to do who's going to talk most.
That's right. Jackson, 2 chances, and neither one would go. And Everett will come away with the basketball. Jeremy Reed, 3 won't go. Jackson grabs the board. And here comes Dobler. Now to Caleb. Baseline closed off there. Back out to Dobler. They'll reset the offense. 25 to shoot. Stordahl. He says, you know what? I'm just going to shoot an air ball. I don't think that's what he said.
No, that's definitely not what he said. But not his best night right there with a couple of air ball threes. But one thing about him, I've said it multiple times before, he's a scorer and shooters shoot.
Yeah, Dobler, the leading scorer for the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks. Coming into the ballgame Stordahl is the leading scorer at 21.5. Jackson at 12.5. Dobler at 11.7. Caleb at 10.5. You like 4 guys in double figures scoring.
Yeah, that's way more points than I've ever scored, Tom.
Milam, his shot won't go. So it'll be out of bounds at the baseline for Marysville-Pilchuck. 4:20 to go in the third quarter. And Marysville-Pilchuck with a 19-point lead, and Brady Phelps brings it up across the big. Well, on this side of the floor, it's an upside-down E. I'm sorry.
Well, maybe it's a left-side-up W.
That could be too. Ethan Jackson with the bucket. He's got 3 in the game. Kildall kind of ran into Dobler and left the basketball in the backcourt, went back and retrieved it.
Dobler almost stole his cookies right there.
Jeremy Reed, as Phelps is right out on him. To Kildall. And here's, good timing there by Phelps. Gets it, lays it up and in. Picked his pocket and laid it in and got points. And it's a 23-point lead. And here's an interception by Stordahl. 12 turnovers, little runner by Stordahl, rims out, no. And Kildall grabs the rebound. Quickly out of backcourt, then he runs into the defense, and Brady Phelps picks the pocket right back.
I didn't hear one wolf call when someone's running behind you, led to the steal.
Oh, bad pass by Dobler. Jeremy Reed with it, almost stolen back again. Here's Milam. He'll go in, swatted there, and I think he got arm as well as the ball. Ethan Jackson is going to be called for the foul, wearing number 0. His first personal foul. And team fouls 2, and free throw here for Daryl Milam, only senior on the club. For Bobby Thompson, first-year head coach. That one is good. The Everett Seagulls a year ago, 2-11 in league play, 3-16 overall.
A little bit of a gain this next year, and that's all you want is that linear kind of upper. You got to start somewhere.
They're 6-11 overall. Next free throw, no. And a push foul is going to be called off the rebound.
I thought that was more of a light shove, Tom.
Well, Dercier is going to be the guilty party there. That's his first. And team foul number 4. And Tomahawk basketball with a 22-point lead over the Everett Seagulls. Wesco 3A boys basketball. Pass inside to Caleb, off the glass and in. Count the bucket and 1 coming up here. Caleb's just smooth.
He is smooth.
He's just smooth.
He knows what he's doing down there, too. A lot of easy buckets, too. I think every shot he's made is within probably 5 feet of the cup, too. So smart. That's where the high percentage shots are.
Wilson picks up the foul, his first. The free throw is good. The three-point play is good for Caleb. Team foul 5 on Everett. And Wilson brings it out of backcourt. Double teams, he got to the corner, trapped there, but gets it out of trouble. Back out to Jeremy Reed. They'll set up the half-court offense with 22 to shoot. Looking for Milam. Yeah, it was the last touch by Marysville-Pilchuck. And a timeout called by Everett. And we'll step aside with 2 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's 44-19. Tomahawks leading the Seagulls. Back with more right here at STSPN.com.
Since 2003, Gamut 360 Holdings has been recognized as a premier local builder of new homes and commercial properties in the Puget Sound area. Our 360-degree construction approach matches first-class materials with the highest construction standards to create truly unique and timeless communities for our Northwest neighborhoods. Visit Gamut360.com and discover the home that matters most to you.
Taras Fesienko not playing tonight. He's done for the season as he fractured his hand against Stanwood the other night. He's the leading scorer for the Everett Seagulls at 21.3. The only scorer for Everett averaging in double figures.
Yeah, that's a big piece missing, Tom.
And now inbounding here are the Gulls at the baseline with 19 to shoot. Jeremy Reed couldn't handle it, but it was flagged down there by Dercier. He's got in the corner for a 3. Air mails it and won't go. Never touched the rim, so no reset on the shot clock. Down to 8, down to 7 to shoot. Jeremy Reed doesn't know. Down to 4, down to 3. Now he does. Now he'll run it and it won't go. And Dobler will grab the rebound for Marysville-Pilchuck. You know, we mentioned Caleb is smooth. A lot of them are smooth of the Marysville players.
They've just been playing, I feel like, forever.
Together?
Together and forever at the same time. Just they've been in the big moments. They have so many minutes where it just becomes so easy for them, it looks like.
Checking back in now is Andrew Hicks for Everett. 24 on the shot clock and out of bounds on the side for Marysville-Pilchuck. Southern gets it in. Now Dobler with it. Back to Caleb. There you go. Little move by Caleb won't go. Elson Battle has checked in.
I want to go high five Coach Gould right now. That was a phenomenal play call to isolate Caleb on the post, too. Man, he knows what he's doing, too.
First foul is going to be on Daryl Milam. 16 fouls, so the rest of the way Marysville-Pilchuck will be in the bonus. First free throw is good. Well, we talk about, in fact, giving a plug for Prep Sports Weekly. We're hoping to do a coaching tree of Mike Lowry, of which Zach Ward at Marysville-Pilchuck.
A good one.
Or Zach Ward at Stanwood.
Yep.
Barry Gould played for him. Plus, they're of a coaching tree with 3 brothers at one time. Mike Lowry, Tom Lowry, Norm Lowry. Were all coaches in the Western Conference at the same time, and their dad, in whose gym we reside, the Norm Lowry gym. Yeah, Norm was the dad, and then there was Norm Jr. was at Lake Stevens, and Tom Lowry was at Mariner, and Mike at Marysville-Pilchuck.
There'd be a lot of wise words said in that coaching tree show.
Yeah.
A lot of basketball.
And I'll tell you about Mike Lowry. He will deflect all of it.
Really?
Yep. He doesn't. Yeah, these guys are way better than I was.
Yep.
Yeah, Coach. Yeah, right. They learned everything from you. Now the game evolves. That's the one thing that happens. But because in the old days, you didn't shoot these threes. But as coaches now say, you know why we shoot so many threes? There were three.
Yep, exactly.
It's worth it.
It's all about the three-point arc and within the paint.
Yep.
Those mid-range jumpers, those are just not even really talked about anymore and not looked for.
Foul's going to be on Elson Battle, his first, and the fourth team foul on the Tomahawks. Inbounds here for Wilson. Now up Hicks, no. And Dobler grabs the rebound. To Southard. Back to Dobler again. Looks at Battle, and then in fact he finds him. Elevates, three on the way. Elson Battle goes to the seat of his pants, misses. Rebound by Dobler, back to Battle. Air ball, back up, in by Caleb.
We've said his name tonight a lot, Tom. He's just a good basketball player. And I know he really came off the end of last year, too. He was one of those guys, good player and stuff. And then before you know it, he was averaging 14, 15 points a game when they were getting really hot going into the West Coast tournament at the Woodshed in Tacoma.
It's Milam. Little spin move there, but denied. 16 to shoot. Back to Milam again. Jeremy Reed to 10 seconds to shoot. Now inside. Wilson off the window. Never touched the rim. Back up. No. They're going to say jump ball. Elson Battle just stood behind and put his hand up, and he kind of ran into the jump ball. But to stay on this end, there should not. Yeah, they're going to go to 3 seconds on the shot clock.
That was great defense, too, by Dobler, keeping his hands up the entire time because Hicks had a little bit of position on him, but great defense by him in Battle.
So 3 on the shot clock. Inbounds here for Everett. Looking to Milam. Does he know? Yes, Jeremy does. Shoots a 3, and a foul called. I think it's going to be on Hicks, who knocked over Elson Battle. As the ball was in the air, arcing through the air, they're going to call the foul on Hicks. That's his first. Should be 1-1. We're going to go to the other end with 33 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Elson Battle will be at the free throw line for Marysville-Pilchuck. Elson Battle, a 6'2 junior. Brother, of course, Washington Husky Raekwon Battle. And he's at the stripe. Missed it.
The front end of the 1-and-1s, those are just tough for a coach.
Kids, you got to make your free throws, as our old friend Brad Baxter would say. Now Jeremy Reed, the shot clock is dead.
Good seal.
Won't go. Miss. Caleb, outlet. Jackson. The Battle, lay in, no. Foul, yes. Jeremy Reed will pick up the foul as they just pass so well. They find the open guy. And it'll be the third personal foul here on Jeremy Reed. And that's Elson Battle at the line. First one, no good. The crowd was taken out of it quite a long time ago. Everyone just kind of quietly visiting.
Yeah. More
Chance to catch up.
Yep, exactly. With almost a 30-point lead.
One to free throw here, and it will be a 30-point lead. It is 49-19. Down to 6. Down to 4. Milam shoots, hits the 3. And that will be our 2. They're going to say 2 inside the arc. So our score at the end of 3 quarters of action, it's the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks 49, the Everett Seagulls 21. Fourth and final quarter coming up right here on STSPN.com.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
So the starters back out there, well, save for one, but I'm guessing Marysville-Pilchuck will be going to the bench here fairly quickly as they have a big game on Monday night against the Stanwood Spartans. Here's Dobler, 3. No, he traveled. He traveled with it. He just retraced this. He just did the replay himself. Can we go to the monitor? I don't think I did. But
I think that was a nice step back right there too.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a turnover as Kildall started to move, but after a turnover like before, you don't get to run with the basketball. So is that considered a travel or just a violation, or just a violation from our rules expert, Tom Friel?
Oh, yeah.
Rules
like
analyst.
the Dean Blandino of STSPN.
The Mike Pereira of STSPN.com. Outside, 3, rims off, no good for Dobler. And the rebound controlled by Everett. Seagulls, the home team in the white uniforms. They play tomorrow against Shorecrest, but the Tomahawks play on Monday against Stanwood. The final game was going to be for all the marbles, but Stanwood lost a couple of games, and so it'll still be a battle, I can tell you. And you can hear that game on KRKO, AM 1380, FM 95.3, streaming at krko.com on Monday night. 15th turnover.
I may be joining you for that game too, Tom, for potential silence. I just got to make sure I get all my English homework done and ask my mom nicely. I think she'll probably let me go out for a little bit extra time.
Jackson misses one, but the second one goes, but it's not going to count. They're going to call a foul here on Trevin Southard. His second personal foul. 5th team foul. In fact, on KRKO, it'll be former Everett coach Bryce Levine will be analyzing the game. If you come and do sidelines, you can talk to Barry Gould again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
Me and Barry are going to be best friends here by the end of these last few days.
Well, they like to become best friends with us for a long time for this whole month. And that means they're playing down south in the woodshed.
I'm going to know all its secrets and biggest fears here in the next couple of weeks.
Foul whistled here on the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks. It's going to be on Brady Phelps. His third. So inbounds here. 6-team, and then a foul is going to be called coming off the rebound, and I think they're going to get Micah Hogan for coming over the top of not one but two Marysville Tomahawks.
I think it was Hicks.
Oh, excuse me, Hicks will be called. Well, we're in the double bonus now. First one no good by Caleb. Now I think Barry Gould's going to start going to the bench. Parker Devereaux will check in. Caleb will get another free throw. It goes. So Devereaux in at guard. As they go down low. Hogan turns, faces, fires, no good. Foul called.
And for Bobby Thompson, sure, you're down 29 points, but this is big, crucial time just because all the time you spent in the offseason and practice, whatever it is, the last few months, this is the time where you want to run your offense the best as possible, even when you're tired. Run your out-of-bounds plays as best as possible just to get momentum and just show guys like, this is going to work. We are down by 27 points, but we got to take something away from the game.
Micah Hogan at the line. The foul had been whistled here on Brady Phelps, his fourth, 7th team foul. Free throw makes it 50-23. Meadowdale leading Montlake Terrace 38-30 after 3 quarters. That's an upset in the making. Here's Phelps, goes in the air, gets it behind the back, going in. I thought he was going to go up and slam it. This time he says, I'm laying it in. Fooled us all. Nice pass by Phelps,
behind the back. That was a dime.
Wow. Jeremy Reed to the baseline. No, but he gets fouled on the way in. And I think we've, from our old this is before your time, Bob Blackburn, our statistician Tom Friel, Bob Blackburn will talk garbage time. This is garbage time.
Still want to make your free throws, though.
You got, well, yeah. Garbage time, except the coaches don't ever think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to make free throws. Milam checks back in. His final home game is an Everett Seagull.
He's had a pretty good game, too. He's made a couple of clutch shots when the shot clock was coming down, and he almost made one at the end of the half right there. I think he did hit it right before the end of the third quarter.
And we get a couple of subs in now for the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks. Carson Asper will check in. 52-24. Phelps with it. Cross court to Jackson. Caleb now to Phelps again. As they go inside, Caleb lay in, up good. 54-24, the lead is 30. And you can tell Marysville-Pilchuck's taking their foot off the gas.
A little bit. But Caleb's just still efficient as ever.
Sure. Push on the back foul is going to be called on Carson Asper. He's a sophomore, 6 foot. His first, 9th team foul. And Daryl Milam at the free throw line for the Everett Seagulls. Free throw, number 1 is good. It looked awkward the way his release. It was like pinball. He kind of draws the plunger back and then releases it. Spring loaded. See if he does it again. If it goes in, I don't care if you do it backwards between your legs, right? Not as pronounced.
It was buttery though.
It was right on down. 54-26. Now in for the Kellen Ritchie has checked in now. So Barry Gould going to the bench, one player at a time. Phelps is still in there, and he lays it up and won't go. Asper fighting for the rebound with Hicks. A jump ball called, and so the alternating possession, it goes into the possession arrow, points toward Everett. So the Seagulls will have it. 54-26 the score, 5:12 to play in the game. Everett plays tomorrow against Shorecrest. Marysville-Pilchuck will play Stanwood, and there's a travel. Stanwood on Monday night. Travel there on Andrew Hicks. And now Jamari Jefferson has checked in for Marysville-Pilchuck.
Pulling out the seniors one by one. Get a nice ovation from the visiting parents up here up top of them. Classy move by Coach Gould.
There you go. So Brady Phelps is the only starter left out there, and he's also a senior. He'll get probably next coming out. Phelps bounce pass. Won't go. Couldn't be handled there by Asper. Although sometimes you may leave a senior out there just to kind of herd the little cats around.
Yeah. Make sure it doesn't get to 28 points left to come by, but, making sure it's not 15 or 16.
Gerald Milam. Little stop move. Give it off. Hicks can't hit it. He'll go to the stripe and try to earn. Devereaux picks up the foul. That's his second personal foul. And we're in the double bonus. So Andrew Hicks goes to the stripe.
It's at Marysville-Pilchuck, correct? The game
Yes,
on Monday? That
it is.
With 10 seniors on the roster, your guys, first the tip-off's going to be around, 8:15.
I know. Bring your fill material.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to go into the RPI of the the 1A girls, numbers 30 through 40 with a team preview.
Will be the Jim Linden Fieldhouse.
Ooh.
You love those field houses.
Love it. I feel like everyone should be playing with a corn basket as the hoop. And
foul call, drawing the foul there. Wilson picks up the foul. Parker Devereaux draws the charge. It'll be out of bounds. Now we're from the. Again, I'm showing our age with Tom Friel, Hall of Fame referee, doing stats for us tonight. Used to go to Marysville-Pilchuck. It was the same building, but it was just different and it was smaller. And then it was a field house. And they had a track, in fact. They had the tartan floor. And going in, laying no, back up and in. Yes, it is. Good there by Parker Devereaux. But they would accuse at that time the athletic director and the head football coach was Ward Sales. Ward Sales. They accused him of turning the heat. You'd go in there, it'd be 98 degrees.
Wow.
It was, he'd crank the heat.
Home court advantage.
You bet. The more they didn't like the team, the hotter the gym was. And then the next time you'd go, it'd be about 40.
Nice.
So he just adjusted things as needed. Got a foul call on Kellen Ritchie. His first, and we'll take a break as a timeout is called on the floor. With 3 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the game, the lead is 30 for Marysville-Pilchuck, 56-26. Back with more right here on STSPN.com.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
Time to start thinking about our player of the game, brought to you by Adrenaline Fundraising. Thanks to our other sponsors as well, Speedway Chevrolet and RV Center in Monroe, by Fred's in Snohomish, by G&S Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, by McDaniel's Do-It Center in Snohomish, and by Ace Hardware Store in Lake Stevens, Everett, and Stanwood. Free throw. First one is good. Start talking about our player of the game.
It's between Caleb and Dobler for me. I liked Dobler just because he hit a couple of good buckets to really break that lead open a little bit more to kind of give him that safe 15 to 20 points. But Caleb's been pretty good down low towards the first, throughout the entire game too. But
you know what? I'm gonna go above your head. I'm gonna go to our executive producer. Can we do two? Let's do two. Let's do both of them.
Whoa.
Huh? Am I thinking outside the box?
That's why I had to sit down for a little bit.
Outside the box? Well, and I'll take a shirt up to Marysville. We'll get them both. But let's talk to the two seniors that have been around a long time. We'll talk about
I liked it.
The game on Monday night. We'll get them up here. Here's a runner, no good, by Jamari Jefferson. It's going to be out of bounds at the baseline. Marysville-Pilchuck retains possession, leading by 26 points. I thought we were going to have to dial 911 for Tom Friel, who stood up and just about didn't. Inbounds. The stack inbounds here. Way out top. Elson Battle. Fouled. Jeremy Reed just shakes his head.
Got a lot of two hands on, had the hot plate, two hands.
Fourth personal on Jeremy Reed. So my imagination is the last about 3 minutes, taking about a half an hour.
There's two numbers on the board that I've looked at that is causing that, and it's the number 10s in the foul columns for both teams.
And they stop there. They don't okay, now it's 15.
Yep.
Elson Battle at the line. First one went. See how this one goes. Won't. But the rebound grab by Parker Devereaux. And Marysville-Pilchuck will retain possession in front court. Jamari Jefferson to Battle, back to the basket. Check it to Carson Asper. Outside shot won't go for Battle. And the rebound controlled by Everett. Jeremy Reed remains on the floor. Peter Wilson and Milam as they work it now. Back to the basket is Hicks.
They're trying to get Milam the ball, I think.
And they can't find, he's over there.
Yep.
How about Jeremy Reed? Give him the ball, but it rattles off the side, no good. And Battle grabs the board for Marysville-Pilchuck with 2:20 to play. Wow.
Beep, beep. Roadrunner.
Roadrunners through. Jamari Jefferson will lay it up and in, and we will take a break with a timeout on the floor. 2:12 to play in the game. The lead is 29 at 59-30. Back with the final 2:12 after this timeout.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
Welcome back to STSPN. Alex Clossier is here with Tom Lafferty. Tom, just a phenomenal ambiance here at the Pit. Just a great arena, great hospitality by our friend Bruce Overstreet, giving us, some refreshments, a couple of cookies too. You can't really beat that.
Can't beat it. And what I always like to make sure people understand, they call this the Pit, and this replaced a gym that was in the same spot that they called the Pit. The gym that was across the street on the back of the Civic Auditorium, that was a pit.
Yeah.
The dead spots in the floor where you come down, and then the ball would stop.
Yep.
Yeah, uphill and backcourt. And if you sat on the bench, there was only one scoreboard. You looked at the scoreboard through a mirror back the other way backward.
I like this place. Let's get that thing started right back up.
It was a pit. Here's a runner, but a lot of good basketball was played under there. They had a lot of basketball players in those days, too. And here comes Everett. Hicks goes in, misses. He'll get fouled to go to the free throw line. They got some pieces. Everett does.
They got Festianka, who they're missing right now, but both the Reed brothers, they are very athletic, and they look like they can fill it up, too. They're only losing Milam, who's having a great game tonight, arguably probably their best player that came to play today. But they got a couple of good pieces, and experience always helps with everything through all the bumps and bruises.
And the first-year head coach, Bobby Thompson, as we mentioned, his sister, Jeannie, the first-year coach of Everett, although she's coached many years. She was very successful at Jackson High School, the girls' coach. Coached most, if not all, of the Kingmas.
Looks like Milam takes a seat.
Yeah, he's done for the evening, and they play again tomorrow night against Shorecrest. And that rebound by Elson Battle. So again, our Adrenaline Fundraising players of the game will be Aaron Caleb and Luke Dobler. For Dobler, number 20, and Caleb, number 23.
Great picks, Tom. Phenomenal.
Well, you have to get permission from upstairs in order to give out two shirts, the budgetary considerations.
Always.
And with that, some of the faithful are going to start heading towards the exits here with the final minute and 19. And there's a turnover by Everett. That's their 20th turnover in the ball game. So, dribbling in. Look at him go coast to coast. Kellen Ritchie with the bucket, and one coming up here for Ritchie.
The best part about that is all the seniors, all the starters who have played all the minutes all year, those are the guys that are loudest at the bottom, too, on the Marysville-Pilchuck bench.
And for Jeremy Reed, he will have a seat with his 5th personal foul. And Kellen Ritchie will try to complete the three-point play here.
Yeah.
So here is, after the miss, a reload here for Marysville-Pilchuck. Dribbling in Jamari Jefferson. Another foul called. And they'll whistle this one on an Everett Seagull with the foul. And it'll be a first free throw good. And now another group of subs will come in.
I do like Coach Bobby Thompson, very fiery guy, and I think he's the guy that can maybe turn this program around a little bit. He's doing it right now.
That free throw will not go, and it'll be stolen away by Everett. So the two second teams are going at it here, the final minute of play or so. And we got 3 shots coming up. And for Richie, that'll be his second personal foul with 52.3 seconds to go in the game. And we'll be sending this one home. And another one coming up here. And for good measure, he'll get one more crack at it here. Double score, 62-31, 52 seconds to go in the game. That one will go. A little full court pressure here by Everett. Got to work on stuff. Oh, and the blocking foul there.
If he would have fell down, that would have been a charge.
And so this will send Kellen Ritchie back to the free throw line.
Yep.
And Ritchie will be at the stripe. 62-32 the score. Down south in the Wesco 3A, Meadowdale up 52-45 with 1:18 to go. Looking for the upset win over the Mountlake Terrace Hawks.
Meadowdale, they're a good team too. They got about 3 or 4 guys who can score.
They've come on.
Yes.
You know, you kind of got a glimpse of it when they beat Jackson early on in the year. No, they lost to
Jackson. They lost in overtime, but they gave them. They should have won.
They should have won. That was the game. Up by 10, down by 10, up by 10.
Yep.
Yeah. Shot clock is dead now. Here comes Marysville, and a reach-in foul is going to be called. And Kelvin Ritchie, who just have his mail forwarded to foul line on the east end of the pit. Everett, Washington, 98201.
That's a good one, Tom.
Thanks, Alex.
Of course.
We've been in garbage time since about midway through the third quarter. Ritchie, another free throw. 65-32. As Everett will work it around here. Another foul called. I don't know if we've set the Western Conference record for most fouls called in a single game, but we're approaching that time. For Elson Battle, that'll be his second personal foul. Umpteen team fouls. Free throw number 1 is good, and we'll get another one coming up here. Marysville-Pilchuck, as we mentioned, coming in at 16-2 overall, 12-0 in the Western Conference. And for the Everett Seagulls, now they're going to fall to 6-12, 3-9 in league play. Did you go down and place your order for?
Hey, I got
Chinese,
both the guys.
Chinese
I got both
food?
the guys to come up too.
Okay, good.
Nothing like a random guy yelling at you in the stand saying to go somewhere.
Down to 6, down to 5, and it's going to be a 30-point win here for the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks. Final of 65-35. So we will take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk with our 2 players of the game. And Luke Dobler will join us along with Aaron Caleb. Again, our final score, 65-35, Marysville-Pilchuck over Everett. Back with our post-game wrap-up and our players of the game right after this timeout.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
And welcome back here to the pit at Everett High School. We're going to get our players of the game here as they're going to make their way through the crowd. Luke Dobler and Aaron Caleb will be making their way up to the our broadcast location here on the mezzanine level. They're still gathered around down.
Broadcast studio.
It is. It's our broadcast studio here for STSPN.com. We'll get the final numbers of this one as well as everybody's still gathering around. Everett with 2 more games. They play tomorrow at Shorecrest, and then they'll end their season next Monday actually. And then for the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks, they will host the Stanwood Spartans on Monday night, their final regular season game.
Dobler gave him the, hey, we got to get it going up there finger, I think.
Did he give him the?
We got to get going up there.
Hey, dude, let's go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Caleb.
To Caleb, but he doesn't seem to be in a hurry.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking with his peeps. Come on, let's go. We got to give him directions.
Up there, go west.
Yeah. So they got to go that way. We got
this is an away game, right? Why is there so many fans here?
We got to give a hug. Okay, make your way up the stairs.
Up the stairs and around.
Come on, guys. Okay, are we following them on the camera? We got to make their way up the. They'll got to stop another hug.
I don't know this many people. There we go.
Okay. Okay, now here comes. Okay, Luke
Get him on the
Dobler's
track. We're getting.
He's on the
sorry,
track.
Coach Gould. He's getting extra cardio and coming up here.
He's hugging more people. We're gonna have to ask him about that, right?
How many people do you know here?
Yeah. So here they come. Here they come now. Okay. They're making the way over here.
No, you're good. You're good.
You're good. You're good. So we'll get them both in.
No, you're popular guys. Hey, it's all good. All good.
There we go. We're going to get them all set it up, wired in. Make sure we can hear everybody. Everybody's going to be online. How many people do you guys know? You hugged everybody in the gym before you got here.
Yeah, my sister just flew back from California. It surprised me, so I just,
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it was a good surprise.
And my sister came back from college, too. So.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah.
Playing a little bit for the family.
There you go.
I got one question. I thought the coolest part when these guys are coming in here in the fourth quarter, some guys who maybe haven't gotten the most PT, you guys were the loudest one cheering. What's that kind of about for you guys? Is that just that team element, or what's that all about?
Yeah, well, all season, they gave us that same energy, so we just want to give it right back because, they earn as much as we do in practice. They bust their butts for us, and so, we just want to show that same energy.
Like he said, every day they come in practice and they work hard, and they're always up in our grill, and we know they can play at this level, and it's nice to go and see them get a chance and do it.
Well, and that's the thing. You guys get better. You don't get better playing games, right? You get better on Monday afternoon and Thursday afternoon when you're playing against your teammates in practice, right?
Yes, sir.
For sure.
So talk about some of the younger guys. Who's going to be taking? I know your season's not done yet. Who are some of the young guys we were watching?
We got Elson Battle, number 34, Jamari Jefferson, number 1, Carson asked for a 12, and, you know, they just all season we've kind of swung them since, you know, we're pretty built on seniors, I guess.
Right.
And so they're just kind of getting this experience, and I think it's really good for them. And games like tonight, it's awesome that they get to get minutes.
So talk about the seniors. Who have you played the longest with? You guys played the longest
I've
with?
probably played with Luke the longest,
Yeah.
as well as Ethan, but then everyone else on that bench and that's out on that court playing with us, I've played with them since end of elementary school, early middle school, so we've been playing for a while and building that bond and chemistry, and I feel like we're just working really well together right now.
I got one question, Mr. Doubler.
Yeah.
Who do you give your credit to your shot to? You got a nice buttery jumper right there.
I got to give that to Jared Stoll.
Nice.
That's why we're 22, you know, just an MP legend and my mentor, and so I got to give that all to him.
Fair enough.
Okay, now it's all gone. All the other teams are gone. Now you get to worry about Stanwood, right?
Yeah, that's a big one. You know, they're a squad, and so we got to come ready. It starts tomorrow, and so we just got to get it.
Do you think some of the luster came off when Stanwood got beat in here upset week a week ago, or is it still going to be a?
It's still going to be a battle. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, yeah, of course, the league championship is great, but we're really looking to go undefeated in league and go in district championship and maybe hopefully get a run in that and just finish the season strong. We want to go up against good teams, and they're definitely a very talented team. We watched them the other night, and they have a lot of weapons, and they're definitely going to be hard to prepare for.
Yeah.
I got one more thing.
Yeah.
Were you going up for a dunk when you first went up there? You got up pretty vertical right there, my man.
I
were you
mean-
going up for it, or was it just more for the show when you cocked it back like that?
Well, I might have been trying to go up for it. I've never tried it before, so I thought maybe I'll try it once.
Hey, why not?
senior
Why
year.
not?
But, I mean, more looking back of it, maybe I should have just finished it. But I got a foul call and was able to get one of the free
It looked
throws.
pretty, though, from up here. I was going, whoa, I went like this, too. I was like, what's going on?
I think if he didn't cock it back, he would have had it, I think. He went all the way
You
back
got up,
here.
you got
He's got those.
So good luck down the road.
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you very much.
appreciate it.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
Luke
us.
Dobler, Aaron Caleb.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
We'll get you all the,
Good to see you.
Thanks,
all
guys.
the
Appreciate
shirt.
it.
We got one shirt. We're going to have to deliver one. We're going to be out there with radio. So who does this one fit?
You.
Me?
There you go.
Yeah, it's a large.
All right, cool.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
We'll bring another shirt on Monday night.
Sweet.
We'll
Thank
be
you.
up there
Thank
with the
you.
radio. So
All right.
good luck, guys.
Thank you.
We'll get a picture with those two guys. We'll take our final look at the numbers of this one for the Marysville-Pilchuck
You got to get the parents involved,
Tomahawks.
too.
There you go.
Love you, Grandma.
There you go. Okay, got everybody, all the shout-outs done? We're good?
Thank you. Appreciate
Good?
Yeah, thanks,
We're
guys.
good. Thank you, guys. 24 points then for Aaron Caleb in the ball game. 14 for Luke Doubler, our two players of the game. Those are the only two players in double figures for the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks. 7 for Brady Phelps, 2 for Elson Battle, 5 for Cameron Stordahl, a quiet night for him, 2 for Kellen Ritchie, 2 for Jamari Jefferson, and 3 points for Ethan Jackson. For the Everett Seagulls, led in scoring by the 14 points of Daryl Milam on his senior night. He gets 14. And then everybody else in single figures, 5 for Jeremy Reed, Jamiri Reed with 3, 2 for Laith Desurier, 5 points for Andrew Hicks, 2 for Micah Hogan, and 4 for Merzen. So Vakislav Merzen picks up 4 points, and that is the final numbers of this one. Alex, loading up and ready to go. The Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks playing the Stanwood Spartans.
Exactly. Too. I mean, also Pilchuck, they got the 4th RPI in the state. That's for a reason. In the 3A class, when you're talking Metro and Kinko, whatever it is, they're a good team overall. And I think playing Stanwood, and if they can get a victory at home, that's the momentum that you need going into the Wesco tournament, because when you're at EVCC, you want to be going at your highest point possible, because you want to win that tournament so you can get as high as seed going into the state tournament. So if you end up losing, or you want to be one of those top 8 teams going into the state tournament.
Well, you want to be the top 8 so you can, that gives you that first round bye.
Exactly.
You want to be the top 4, you can then be at least close to home in the regional round.
Exactly, and that's always just being close to home. With this fan base that can travel like this, that's what they want. That's even more onto my point, being that top 4 and winning while you possibly can at these sort of games, it's just going to help you out in the long run.
And that is it for our broadcast tonight. Thanks for being with us. For Alex Clausius, for Tom Friel, for Todd Elvig and Sarah Elvig, I'm Tom Lafferty, reminding you of tonight's final score from Everett High School. The Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks 65, the Everett Seagulls 35. Good night, everybody.